Derek Lester. Kev, can you explain in general if mark is a derogatory term? Seems like it's derogatory for people working in wrestling, but it's a normal name for people not in wrestling. And what is smart mark? The one seems like it's always negative.
A mark is actually that's it goes from the carny, but it goes from if you're running a sting on somebody, they're the mark. I
Missy
have to.
Hyatt told me that the term came from the old brothels. And when she said she'd sit, she demonstrated, sat on my lap and said, and they'd have a chalk like in their hand, and they put their arm around the guy that had the money. Like they'd sit, let them bite, and they'd make a mark on the back of the guy's jacket. So all the other girls knew that's where the money was that night. Did you ever hear that?
No,
Do you know Shane was talking to AEW?
really. I have to say this though that I said that my brother was in the jewelry business, and he corrected me, and he said, "Hey, knucklehead," he said, "I work for Folks Printing. I've worked there since 2020. The company specializes in industrial labels, PPG paint, and cannabis is a secondary market we're in." He said, "I got out of the jewelry business years ago. It just became too dangerous." So my brother's not in the jewelry business. He's in the
Okay.
printing, labeling business.
Because, okay, so last week when you mentioned the jewelry
Yeah,
business,
I
gotcha.
mentioned that. He's just like,
Okay.
that's all I need is somebody to fucking follow me home from my fucking printing job thinking I fucking,
You got a bag full of diamonds.
yeah. He says, "Hey, fuck, man." He said, "I've got to fuck away from that shit."
All right. Leonard, you've probably covered this, but anything cool you can tell me about, or how did Wolf Pac entrance music come about? I was a teenager and I thought the Wolf Pac was the coolest shit ever. The music was a perfect fit for the group.
I, I was all Jimmy Hart contacted him, and I had nothing to do with it. They played it, and I said, "Fuck, it's sweet," as,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to
How about from the audience? Who do we have in the audience today? Let's ride out this wave in the audience.